Hey, welcome to Smoking Eagle's Rod Shop, and in today's video we're going to be working on my 76 Ford van. And what are we doing? Well, I got that hillbilly chrome air cleaner on there. I had to put on because I put this GM HEI distributor in here so the damn thing would run. It runs great, but that looks stupid. I want to put the factory air cleaner back on it. The problem I have is it hits that distributor. Here's the factory air cleaner. We are going to cut it, hack it, weld it, shape it, make it fit, and miss that HEI distributor. How are we going to do that? Well, let's dig right in. All right, so here's the factory air cleaner. Take the lid off of here, and I'll show you what we got. We got a ton of space all the way around this air cleaner here. This is where it sits on the carburetor flush here. So Curtis and I have been talking about it, kind of eyeballing it, pre-gaming it, and we think we can start cutting the bottom out of this and essentially cut up this way as far as we need to, and then just patch in a new floor, and it should have plenty of room to get air. It is a 2-barrel V8, so it's not really sucking in all that much air. We'll get that chrome air cleaner off of there. We'll set this in here, kind of mock it up a little bit, start hitting her with some, I don't know, permanent marker, and estimate where we're gonna hack, chop, and saw. All right, so let's get this crappy chrome thing out of the way, although it did serve its purpose. And if I hack this thing up beyond repair, well, it'll just go back on there and I'll continue to hate it. All right, so we got this down in here, kind of where it goes. I mean, it don't have to be perfect. And as you can see, I removed my plug and my plastic piece. So I think over here's plenty of room. And over here is plenty of room. And then, so we'll measure down on both sides and we'll draw a line across there. We'll cut straight across there. So we've got a reference there. Then we'll cut a slot here and here. And we'll see if we can't just start bending this up inside here until we get enough clearance for all this junk. All right, so here's our plan. We've determined that this lower slot on this notch here is pretty much even with the air cleaner filter ledge, whatever you want to call it. So I've drawn these lines on here. We're going to take the Sawzall we got here, got her clamped down. We're going to cut this line straight down on both sides, in the back and the front. Not all the way down to this ledge, but pretty close. And then I'm going to take my angle grinder and I'm going to cut this line across here. And then we're going to start tucking that down that way until we can get it to fit. And then we'll mangle it however we got to mangle it from there. So that's kind of going down in there. I can squeeze that way down like that. That buys us quite a bit of space, but I don't think it's buying us enough. We've got this bent out. We cut a couple of reliefs in here, and I'm just going to flatten it out just a little bit. Down like that. And we're kind of where we need to be. So it looks like what's stopping us here is these aren't up quite high enough right here. All right, so we think we've got it figured out, and we're going to remove all this metal. We're going to actually take the angle grinder, and I'm going to cut right along here so we can bend this surface back down for our air cleaner where it sits. I mean, it's not distorted much, so we can just tap that back down a little bit. That'll be right where it needs to be, and then that'll get all this metal out of the way. We can trim this up just a little bit further where we need it. And then we're thinking we'll just make a cardboard template to put a flat piece underneath here, tack it to the bottom or weld it to the bottom. It'll have the radius cut in it. And then it'll just go at an angle here. We'll have a wing on one side and a wing on the other. That's the plan. It's not going to work out as simple as it sounds because it never does. Doing the old bad Chad. Plunge and twist. Uh-oh. I locked myself out. look at that. It's like it was meant to be. All right, is it gonna fit this time? Let us know in the comments below. What's it hitting?
Plug wire there.
Right there. It's literally, I mean, it would be hitting this one if it didn't have that notch.
Yep.
What, that much?
Yep.
That would buy us enough, I think. So if you guessed it would fit the last time and you were wrong, you should guess right this time. Let us know in the comments below. I would say it fits.
Fits now.
In here. Right?
Yep.
Look at that. It's almost like I'm a professional. Getting bit.
They're trying.
Damn skeeters. Dude. I think that's the jam.
Yep.
And then we can just weld right along that edge and cut off the extra, grind it down a little bit.
Yep.
Bada boom, bada bing. Perfect our template. That way when we cut it out of a piece of sheet metal, it'll be perfect. But that'll work great because we can weld right along there. And then we can weld right along there. And then we just need a patch for right there.
Yep.
And a patch for right there. And we can trace that shit. Look at that. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, guys, just like my grandpa would do. We're using an old cookie sheet because we had it laying around. It looks like a smiley face. Anyways, like Curtis and I were laughing about a little bit ago, we actually did learn something in school, preschool, how to do arts and crafts. It's been fun. We're going to use this and some tin snips. We're going to cut it out of this cookie sheet and then weld her up. So what we've got is we've got one piece to go here. We're going to tack it on right like that. We've got a piece to go on over here. It fits perfectly. We're going to tack it in over here. Once we get those tacked into place, then we're going to take this piece. We're going to slide it right up in here. Make sure it fits exactly where we want it. We'll weld the front all the way across so we can get a nice clean edge. And then we'll weld the backside here because it's going to overlap a little bit. We can tap it down with a hammer, weld it on there, and nobody's going to see the bottom, but everybody's going to see the front. So we're going to try and make that look somewhat nice and see if I can't find some Ford blue paint to just kind of to keep it from rusting. Although this does have a non-stick surface, so at least it won't get greasy and grimy. All right, so here we are. We got the sides welded in. I know I said I was going to tack them in, but I lied. I welded them all the way in. Welded really good. That stuff's good and strong. We've got this piece. It's going to be our bottom. We got it trimmed so that it fits right up in here nice and tight, just like that. You can see how it fits really good right in there. This side fits really good right up in here. We'll trace that, cut it off, then we're going to tack it in place in about 5 spots because Curtis and I have decided that it's probably best to test fit it, make sure it still fits before I just, you know, go to town on the old welding this baby in here. All right, so we got it tacked in, as you can see. I got boom, 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 chicka boom, boom. Looks pretty good. Is it gonna fit? Guy in the back says, yes, sir. Oh man, that looks really good. It's really close right here, but we're gonna radius this edge a little bit with a nice weld, and it's not gonna matter. I mean, that's not gonna rub. Yeah. We got plenty of room over here, clearance. Don't really need that much, but that gives us room for our wires not to rub on the edge of that. We are gonna have to figure out where to put this hose in here, but that's just punching a hole. Quick and easy. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna finish welding this all in. I think that looks really good. I kind of want to set our air cleaner in there. So there's the factory air cleaner. That's going to sit right down on there like that. We'll have our side chute on here. We had to take it off because it was plastic. It'll come right down here. Man, that looks really good. I think we did a good job on that.
Yeah.
And that's what we ended up with. Looks pretty good. And if we wanted to make a SEMA car, you know, we could hit her with a little bit of Bondo and then clean it all up, a little filler, but good enough for where we're going. Now I'm just going to spritz her with a little black paint. Got some duplicate color engine enamel, and for all you purists out there, Ford semi-gloss black. So it's basically the exact right color. Look at that. I even gave her the old fade job on the side. Looks perfect. Even got a little bit of rust protection on the inside. Now all we got to do is let her dry. I can toss our little inlet plastic piece on there and yeah, toss her back on the van. So I'm going to hang this up, let it dry. All right, I just got back from O'Reilly's, and what did we end up with this air cleaner mod? Well, this is what we got. I think it looks really, really good, guys. I had to run to O'Reilly's and get that little filter that goes in there, and I had a 90-degree elbow on some other rubber line. I keep all kinds of rubber line off of other projects, little chunks. I just cut a 90 out of a chunk, and bam. Perfect new hose there. We've got our air intake. I rinsed that off with a garden hose, got it on there, blew out the rest of it here so it's not breathing a bunch of cobwebs and junk. But man, I think that looks really good. And I did pick up some old Ford blue spray bomb. So next time I have the air cleaner off to work on something else, I'll just spritz it with some blue spray bomb and toss it on there. Yeah, I think this turned out really, really well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Big shout out to my good friend Curtis for swinging by and running the camera for us for a little while and hanging out and helping me do a little bit of engineering, fabricating, and figuring out how to make this work the way I wanted it to. Like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. We've got merch available on our website. We've got a membership program here on YouTube. Throws a couple bucks my way and just helps me bring you guys these videos. We've got a Facebook group over on Facebook. Go over there, join the group, show us pictures of your van, your car, your project, your race car, your RC car. I don't care what it is, an airplane. Until next time, keep on wrenching.